What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about toxic people. I'm going to talk about manipulative, manipulative people, and I'm talking about the selfish people in general, man. So like, as I'm getting older, I'm also going to talk about people pleasing as well, and setting boundaries with people, and spiritual warfare, narcissistic people, and how and reasons why you can't really fully trust people like that. Where you gotta trust yourself because a lot of people I've learned they're unreliable as fuck, and like you can't really place your trust on a human being because a human being is very fragile. You know, at least with me, at least I try. But other people, they don't like. They're just useless, pretty much. But let's get to it. So all my life growing up, I've noticed there's a pattern. So I've noticed I've dealt with like very stuck up, narcissistic people. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There are times where there are other times where I fucked up. There are times where like I've mistreated people, but at least with me, I try my best to become a better version of myself, and I need a lot of healing to do from what I've experienced from other people and life situations in general. I need a lot of healing work to do. Well, at least I'm aware. But I'm talking about this video is more so going to be talking about my experience with bullshit people, pretty much, in dumb situations. But it's not easy going on a healing journey as well too. It's not easy. But it's a lot of trauma you got to purge out. You know, it's a different topic. But yeah, just all my life, man. I've dealt with toxic family members, just um evil, manipulative family members who were like gaslighting me, who would use their physical hands on me, would verbally attack me, would gang up on me, who would blame everything on me and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like me, I had to cut all these family members off. Like there are times where like while I was living with them, the police was involved, the cops were always involved, and like there are times where they kicked me out the house so many times, and there are times where I want to get away from them. Very fucked up. So me, I cut off all my family members, so I know the feeling. It's frustrating. It's frustrating knowing that like you try to become the best version of yourself, and you're trying to go far in life. When you want, when you're trying to attract good things to your life, when you have dreams and goals, right? You have like innocence to you, but you have people in your life, or like so many people in your life who try to fuck shit up for you because they have a lot of trauma and unhealed insecurities that they're trying to throw at you, and they're trying to project it towards you. And this is where you get your spiritual warfare from. This shit is not right, man. It's not right. So it's hard for me to have faith in God. It's hard for me to have faith in the universe or a higher power because I just feel like I've been through so much. I've been through so much trauma. I've been through so much physical violence and mental violence as well from from my upbringing, from family members. They're not evil people, but without a doubt, they're very damaged people, and they don't know how to function properly. They're very like they always miss call on their situations, and I'm just fed up with that shit. They lie, they project, they don't take accountability. They're not right in the head, and they use physical violence in a way to shut someone off who calls them out or who sets boundaries. It's fucking crazy, man. But there's a lot of things where like I'll observe in this reality, in this matrix system, this fucking world we're living in. When it comes to world corruptions, wars and battles, conflicts, money restrictions, you know what I'm saying? It gets frustrating. This is why one day I'm trying to work hard and bust my ass off, follow my passions, follow my dreams, and to just try to heal all my traumas, try to heal my traumatic experiences, try to heal from all the pain. So one day I could live the type of life I want to be in. But more so, my main motivations is to not being around fucking manipulative people. And it's kind of hard for me to kind of have faith in humanity or to have faith in people in general because a lot of people they love what I've learned from other people. Like they love using other people. They love taking advantage of other people. We live in a type of society in a type of world where like if you carry yourself out a certain way, if you have low self if people can sense you have low self esteem or like you're not a fighter in a way or like you don't like start problems, people are so sick in the head that like they'll look at that in a manipulative way, in a very sketchy, fucked up way, where like they'll try to take advantage of you or like they'll try to pick on you or like mess with you in some way. You know what I'm saying? And it gets frustrating, you know? Um I've dealt with that a lot. Even now, I have people in my life who are very narcissistic, very manipulative, and I'm just so over this shit. So that what motivates me to become extremely successful, so I can get the fuck away from people like that. My life is not bad. My life is good. I know how to make shit happen for myself. I know how to take care of myself. It's just, it's the fucking people that I constantly have to deal with. They're the main fucking problems. And I'm trying to find different ways and solutions on how to get away from these people. Even if I'm forced around to be around these people, I'm trying to learn how to set boundaries. I'm trying to learn how to stand up for myself. I'm trying to learn how to say no. Because I've always been around people who always put me in very stressful, very uncomfortable situations. Like how they'll treat me and how they'll do things under the rug in secret form behind me, they won't do that same shit to other people. Like I feel like a lot of toxic people, they really expose their true colors towards me. But other people, they can't see that because they're good at hiding it. But with me, I could sense it, I could spot it, and not only that, but they always show me their true colors. I always attract people like that. I'm not sure it's because of my Scorpio moon, of my, of, I'm not sure it's because of my placements. I have a lot of Virgo and Scorpio placements on my birth chart. So at times I do question like, is it like a spiritual thing? Is God purposely put me through these situations? Is the devil trying to attack me? Is it like spiritual warfare? Is it demonic entities, lower vibrational entities that are trying to either attack me, or is it God or the universe trying to teach me a lesson on what to look out for? Because I feel like in my life, I won't be surprised if like what God is trying to teach me is like is how toxic, how manipulative, and how two-faced and secretive people can really be and how they are. So once spirit is trying to give me the awareness of it and to also heal my people pleasing tendencies so I can heal my trauma. So I won't track bullshit situations dealing with bullshit people, right? I feel like spirit is trying to show me those things. And that's one of the reasons why I'm attracting a lot of dumbass people into my life who like to use me or take advantage of me and who just disrespects other people. Just fucking crazy. Just, oh my god, I'm just so disgusted with like people in my life. I'm so disgusted with like just these manipulative, fucking narcissistic, selfish people, inconsiderate people. I'm just so disgusted. I just, oh my god, man. Like, shit's crazy. Like, you'll be surprised on how far people will go if if they see weakness in you, or they sense some kind of kindness in you, or like they'll see how understanding or how open you are. Because all you gotta set boundaries with people. Like, you can't let people get too comfortable with you. And I feel like with me, since I'm a naturally a very cool guy, I'm easy to get along with, and I naturally have a higher vibration than most jackasses out there. They're gonna look at me and like they're gonna sense my vibration, or they're gonna sense how open I am or how cool I am. Then they'll either get too comfortable with me, and then they'll take advantage of me in some way. And that's what I've learned from other people. That's why a lot of people they can't be trusted like that. I'm not saying be paranoid of people, but just in a way have regard or not even have regard, but just be aware of like people, like they're human beings. They have a nervous system. They have pain receptors. Just like what Eno Face said on his YouTube channel, human beings are animals. Human beings have emotions. So they are gonna fuck up. They are gonna. I'm not talking about mistakes. I'm talking about don't be surprised if human beings show you a very dark side, very like evil side towards them, or they're trying to fuck you over. Don't be surprised by that. Especially since we live in a money system full of corruptions, you're gonna realize how toxic and how fucking manipulative and selfish people are. Because trust me, I've dealt with a lot of people that are like that, from like family members to coworkers, acquaintances, just weird fucking people. But it's just weird, like throughout all my life, for some reason, I'm always around people who don't think like me or people who aren't on my wavelength. Instead, I'm around people, or like, I tend to attract people who are the opposite, people who don't have emotional intelligence. I'm always attracting people who are narcissistic, people who are toxic. There are times where I have people who like try to talk down on me in a jokingly way. I have people or a group of friends who try to gang up on me and try to make fun of me in a jokingly way. I have friends who try to like physically harm me in a jokingly way. Um, they'll make smart remarks or like they'll use me. I have friends who are like are I have like so-called friends or like acquaintances or coworkers who are like wants to borrow over $3,000 worth of money from me. They want to like and they owe me $6,000 in total. And there are friends who try to use me who like were like I'll give them a charger, right, and like they'll never give it back, and I have to remind them to give me back that charger. Or I'm dealing with types of people who are like if they need something and I'll give it to them, I have to constantly remind these people to either pay me back the money or to give me back my shit. They don't think it, or they don't think, or they're not taking into consideration like, oh shit, since my friend he let me borrow his stuff, I should give it back to him. But no, instead, it's always me that I always have to remind that person to give it back to me. So it's just minor shit. That's not the main thing, but it's minor shit like that where like I'm just so fucking done with people, man. Me, I'm in the military. I'm in the army, right? Even before I enlisted, like I said, I've dealt with abusive family members and I've dealt with dumb people at my workplaces. So before I joined the military, I always had that awareness of how dumb people are, how dysfunctional people are. Because let's observe them. Most of these people they eat like shit. They don't know how to take care of their bodies. They have no spiritual information. They're fucking slaves, and they're yes men and yes women. They're sheep. They don't question life. They don't question themselves. They don't have emotional intelligence. So it makes sense they're naturally going to do some bullshit if you're naturally like a high vibrational, or if you're like into self improvement, or if you want something more out of life, they're naturally going to do some bullshit towards you, either through jealousy, through envy, through insecurities, or their demons going to act up. Just fuck, man. Like shit's annoying. That's how people are. It's very disappointing. I know there's good people out there, but for the most part, I feel like spirit is not gonna put me around like-minded people, man. And in that case, I just gotta fight through it, seek therapy, seek some mental help, and like try to heal myself from it and pursue my passions and try to express myself through YouTube and shit, right? While try to excel in my career field. But even with the army, even the military, I've dealt with a lot of manipulative people. I've dealt with very just narcissistic people and just very selfish fucking losers in the army. I'm not saying everyone's like this, but some people are like that, and you'll be surprised. This people in general, man. People they just they'll spot like kindness within you, and like and then they'll take advantage of innocent people. It's very fucked up, man, and it gets frustrating because like there are times where like I feel like I've been done extremely wrong, and I feel like universe or God or the universe they're not either. I understand I got to take responsibility for protecting myself, which I have many times, but there are also times where like my people pleasing tendencies based on like or like my trauma, my fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, will like comes to the surface, and it's hard for me to say no. I can't. I really can't explain it. Like it's hard to explain. It's all trauma. Um, and and as I'm getting older, I need to take more responsibility of like trying to heal my trauma and how to stand up for myself. I'm just not having a realization of how to parent myself because a lot of people in my life they're just useless. Like I got to be honest, I'm not trying to sound harsh, but they're just useless. I'm talking about parents, to like siblings, to anyone that's in my life. They're useless. They're unreliable. They like to take advantage. They like to use people. Their own selfish game. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but whenever I do have slip ups or fuck ups, I do try my best to overcome these situations. But it seems like with these other people, they're not into self growth. They don't self reflect. They don't consider like, maybe what I said was kind of fucked up, or like, was that the right thing to do? They don't do, and they don't do any of that shit. Like I'm always put in situations where like I gotta act dumb around dumb people. Like these people think like I don't know as much, or like I'm not aware of what they're doing, but I actually do know. Like I know that they know they don't know. You know what I'm saying? And there's a saying like sometimes you gotta play dumb around dumb people so they don't know too much. Well, I'm getting to the point where like you know what, I'm just gonna like just call people out, man, and and that's how and I feel like that's the right way to approach people. You can't let people assume things about you. Like you know, if you already spot some bullshit from the jump, call it out. Defend yourself, set boundaries, because like I said, you'll be very surprised on how far people will try to take advantage of you if you keep letting shit slide. It could be anyone, man. You'll be surprised, But I feel like again, it gets frustrating because like I feel like God or the universe, they're not giving me my justice. I'm not getting spiritual protection. I'm not, you know, they're not allowing me to see these people get their karma. They're not being there for me. You know what I'm saying? And there's a fine limit between like, okay, are all these people coming to my life because I'm attracting these people, or is it spiritual warfare, or is it like the universe or spirit trying to test me in some way? You know what I'm saying? And I guess the test for me is to stand up for myself and set boundaries and to not people please and learn how to say no. You know what I'm saying? But not just with these situations, but there are times where like I'm just my own business and people just project their negativity, their pain, and their trauma towards me. Like I have females who do shit like this at the workplace. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, it's so hard. For, like, what should I do? Should I call these people out? Should I get them back the same energy? Should I walk it off? You know what I'm saying? But this is it's annoying. It's draining. And again, I personally believe one part is a coincidence, but also I also personally believe is the universe trying to test me. And also, I feel like spiritual warfare in a way. I did make a past video talking about narcissistic abuse and spiritual warfare and demonic possession. You know, but it gets frustrating. Like, it's annoying. It's not right. I feel like I've experienced more abuse and more negative shit than the average person, where like people really exposed to me their true colors compared to the average person. And I don't know, man. I just feel like I've been around a lot of weird people. People are weird, man. And since I'm 25, what I've learned is that like you can't really put your full trust towards people because people are gonna let you down. People are gonna forget a lot of times. People are gonna be inconsiderate. People are gonna be stuck in their selfish ways. People aren't gonna change unless they want to. And at times I used to struggle with that because back then I'm just like, damn, why can't I meet people that are actually at my level? Why can't I meet people who are like-minded like me? Why can't I meet people who are the same wavelength as me? But what I've realized is that like, you know, people if you're trying to go far in life, people they're not going to meet you there. This is why people say it's lonely at the top. When you're trying to when you're trying to become a better individual, trying to become a better human being, you're not going to be around people who are trying to better themselves because they're not. They're stuck in their comfort zone, and that's how they fuck up their lives and other people's lives. But if you're on a self healing journey, you're going to be isolated. You're going to be alone. That's one of the fucked up parts about it. But this is how it is, you know. And you just got to use that anger as motivation to keep going, to heal yourself as well, to release all that sadness, cry it out, do what you got to do. It's a lot to explain, but this is where you get your generational curses from. But I always told myself, like, just the fact that I was born into a dysfunctional family without me knowing as much before. Just the fact that I even came across abusive people when I was like 6 years old that I don't want to get into detail, but I came across this one individual who just tried to take advantage of me while I was 6 years old. You know, so it gets deep. It's been starting since I was like, this is my whole life, where people really expose themselves to me. And I'm looking back, and I'm just like, yeah, things people were doing, that shit's not normal. Or either that or just natural human behavior. And if that's the case, then I really don't like humans that much. I understand. I'm sure there's good people out there, but for most people, yeah, there's a reason why this world's so fucked up because it's the people. People don't want to change. They don't have spiritual awareness, and they're stuck in their ways. And if that's the case, I shouldn't really be around people. But for some reason, God or the universe, they want me to be around these types of people so I can learn lessons. That's why I'm experiencing generational curses. There's reasons why I'm experiencing abusive family right when I was born. For whatever reason, either me, myself, my higher self, or my spirit, they wanted me to experience all this bullshit so I could overcome it, you know? But it's frustrating. Um, at times, I do feel like, will these people ever get their karma? Or like, does God even see all the injustices and how people are using me or like they're mistreating me in a way? Does God even see this? Does God even acknowledge this? You know, it gets frustrating. You know, but it gets frustrating. But you just gotta just know that you're not alone. Um, there's all like therapy, mental health is important because you are gonna be around shitty people. And since I'm 25, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize like a lot of people they're very selfish and I feel like at times it does take a toll on me. So I'm just so over it. But there's why spiritual healing and also seeking therapy, mental health is very important. You know, because you just never know on how much people can really push you to your limit. You know, I personally experienced being pushed to my limit to the point where I've experienced reaction abuse from from the workplace. I had to cuss people out. I had to fight other people. I had to fight family members. I had to defend myself, and all that was through self defense. It's insane the amount of spiritual warfare that I had to experience. Not spiritual warfare, but just dealing with like narcissistic people, just dysfunctional people, man. It's insane. But and I've noticed that there's a pattern too. Usually, people who are very spiritual or people who are into spirituality, they tend to always experience abusive people and abusive situations in life, especially like narcissists or like dysfunctional people. So I'm not sure if there's like a correlation between like people who have a lot of spiritual knowledge or who are into spirituality and them dealing with like abusive people and abusive situations. Could it be spiritual warfare? Maybe did we sign up for this? Is God trying to test us in some way? Maybe it doesn't evolve in our spiritual mission. But even if that was the case, like me, like I've been told myself, no amount of success or happiness is gonna combat the fact that I had to experience so much bullshit from people and past exes and family members. I'm just not over it. Just fucking fed up with them. This shit is not right. Like it's not right at all. It's not fair. It's not justified. There's no justice behind that. But hopefully God can see all that. But this is why it's so hard for me to trust the universe. It's so hard for me to trust God in a way because it's like I'm just keep like this shitty people keep coming to my life. I have prayed to God. I have prayed to the universe. I've told him so many times to please get me the fuck away from like manipulative people, narcissistic people, and just evil people in general. People who have to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they can hear my prayers. But it's been a while, bro. And I'm aware. I can't like in life. You can't place expectations on like that towards people because people are gonna disappoint you. I'm not necessarily talking about mistakes, but I'm talking about people who actively try to like harm you purposely for a long time. And sometimes I think to myself, are these people even aware of what they're doing? Do they even self-reflect? Do they realize at night like holy shit, what the things I did was kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. And I don't want to interact with these people because I don't fucking care about them. But I'm just saying, like, do these people even think those thoughts? It's one thing where you hurt someone by accident or through your ignorance, but it's another thing where like you're aware of what you're doing, but yet you still do it. So this is where projection comes into play. It's a lot, but this is crazy, man. Like I'll be reflecting on my life, and I'll be seeing all the ways where I had to experience people's bullshit, pretty much. Just the things I've been through, like family members. Thank God I'm away from that situation, but I had to go through hell just to get away from my abusive family's household. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm in the military, I'm still dealing with selfish people, that I had to defend myself from, you know? Even before I enlisted, while I was at the workplace, I was dealing with like narcissistic bullies and shit, where I had to cuss them out, where I had to defend myself. It's crazy, man. So this is why, like I said, it gets confusing because I'm not sure if it's like a coincidence or just how life is, or just it does deal with spiritual warfare, because this shit does get annoying. It is what it is. That's all I gotta say. But I understand no one's perfect. Life is not perfect, so you just gotta you can't look at life from a black or white standpoint. Um, it's how people are, man. But the reason why I'm so over it is because like I'm just so fed up. It is what it is. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.